Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. This past week was full of great news for major capital projects in Barnstable. Naturally, we discussed these new developments with a number of our guests on our daily talk show, Barnstable This Morning, and that's where we begin this week's highlight show. It was announced early this week that the town received 2 significant grant awards from the state, one to help purchase and preserve Fuller Farm in Marston's Mills, and another to finish off the multi-phase Burses Way reconstruction project. We talked about both grants on Tuesday, October 26th. First, with Growth Management Director Joanne Miller-Buntage, who clued us in on the $500,000 land grant toward the purchase of Fuller Farm.
And it was awarded towards the purchase price of the Fuller Farm out on Meeting House Road, Route 149 in Marston's Mills on the east side of the pond there. And this is a project, as so many acquisition projects now, that will be funded through several sources. There's this land management grant, there is a request for CPC funds, and there also is a commitment on the part of the Barnstable Land Trust to raise the third amount. So all of those things working together should allow acquisition and preservation of that property.
You alluded to what it's going to help us to purchase. Tell us a little bit more about that.
About the Fuller Farm?
Yes, please.
The Fuller Farm is a property, if people have driven up Route 149 between Flint Street and the Rotary at Race Lane there, on the west side of that roadway is an open field, and that's part of the Fuller Farm. It's remained undeveloped. It's remained in the same ownership for a number of decades, and it's used currently, my understanding is, for haying. We don't expect it to, the agricultural soils there are not conducive to the sort of farming they do over at the county farm, for instance, but it may stay under active production. And it also allows us some frontage on the pond for some management of species and habitat that are there. So
it's an open
partnership
space
aspect of it, I think, is particularly important.
Sure. So it's an open space preservation purchase then?
Yes.
Very good. The Barnstable Land Trust will still need to come up with another $1.6 million by June 30th to complete the purchase of the farm before the grant money expires. Later in the show, DPW Director Mark Ells discussed the second award, a $2 million Mass Works infrastructure grant that will pay for the third phase of construction on Burses Way.
Well, this is a public works economic development grant. We're out there obviously pursuing all potential sources of funding, this being one that we received these funds for other projects in the past, so we were going for this particular project. We had been talking with them for quite a while now, a couple of years, about the first 2 phases of this project. I'm sure everybody at this point is very familiar with the work we've done on Burses Way, south of Route 28. And it was really broken into 3 phases. The roundabout in front of the Hyannis Youth and Community Center, the portion from the roundabout north up to Route 28, and then the portion south down to North Street and onto the length of Stevens Street. So the grant that we're receiving for the $2 million is to complete the work on that third phase, that portion south of the roundabout.
The 2 grant awards were just part of the good news for municipal projects this week. On Wednesday, the Barnstable Municipal Airport celebrated the end of 15 years of planning, design, and delays with a ceremony to officially kick off construction on the brand new airport terminal building. Town Council President Fred Chirigotis offered remarks at Wednesday's ceremony and offered more to us on the Thursday, October 28th edition of Barnstable This Morning.
So the idea that the airport terminal needs a revamp is great. To have the director and CEO of the Mass Department of Transportation, Greg Mullen, come down for the laying of the cornerstone of that building is just, great support from the state. This is completely funded with state and federal money. None from the taxpayer of the town of Barnstable. It is an exciting day. I'm hoping and I know that the airport is an economic engine for the town of Barnstable. So this means jobs. It means a much more nicer, user-friendly facility. It's a great day. And right now, it's not only permanent jobs, but it's construction jobs right now. It's an ongoing project. This is a good thing.
It would seem that the town of Barnstable has been looked upon favorably in the eyes of the Commonwealth numerous times since around last Christmas, where we got the money to do the Barnstable Harbor Bulkhead project. What can you attribute to that, Fred?
It is exactly the conversation that we've had with state officials. Barnstable has been successful in starting our projects on time, actually being shovel-ready, and then bringing those projects in on schedule, on time, and at or under budget. So we've done that with every project that we've had since I've been on the town council. That is a great thing, and that is not lost on the Commonwealth. They know that the town of Barnstable is ready to perform and does a great job with resources that we get that we need. Well, we need the resources, and we do our projects, and we do them right, and we do them correctly. And like the Hyannis Youth and Community Center, they come in early, and they're a marvel once they're done. And a model that all towns, cities and towns all over the Commonwealth are modeling, take from Barnstable how to get it done and how to do it right. So that's why the Commonwealth has focused, and hopefully will continue to focus, and will focus even more on assisting us in getting the capital needs that we need and the capital projects we need to get them done.
In other news, we certainly can't forget that Halloween is coming up this Sunday, and throughout the week we gathered information on a couple of great Halloween events for the entire family. Here, Recreation Director David Curley talks to us about Saturday's not-so-scary Halloween event.
It's Saturday, October 30th, 1 to 3 p.m. over at the Horace Mann Charter School in the Mills, over in Marston's Mills, and there's all kinds of events that day. We're working with the Cape Cod Child Development, and so there's treats, there's costume events, there's crafts, there's magician, hayride, there's all kinds of things happening, and it's certainly going to be a good time for the folks, and we probably have, I would say, Nick, probably in excess of 500 people attend this event every year.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it's really popular, and the kids just love it. And so we hope that, once again, we'll have the moms and dads bring out their young ones and enjoy the event tomorrow, Saturday, at 1 to 3.
Moving on to Halloween Day, the Hyannis Main Street Business Improvement District sponsors the annual Safe Trick or Treat on Main Street. During her weekly segment on BTM, BID Executive Director Elizabeth Werfbane shared with us all the info on this popular event.
Well, what happens is the stores, thank you all the merchants, the ones that are open and interested, and many of them are. There are about 40 that really do this. They buy a lot of candy, like $150 of candy, and they have them in these giant urns, and they dress up and they give them out, the candy out. And so Ron Magnus did that 2 years ago, and dressed up in some wedding dress and gave it out to the children. It's really sweet. The parents dress up.
Yeah.
And then the grandparents dress up. And then they dress up the dogs. But last year, it was actually about 65 degrees. It was beautiful. Yeah. And it was, hazy, gorgeous, that fall kind of day. I mean, it was so happy and sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we have another one. With the weather like it is now, it could be just like that.
So give us the information in terms of when it's happening and what people should know.
It's this Sunday from 3 to 5, and it's always on Halloween. So this is our 21st year. So this predates the BID. This was this event that just keeps on going. And it's always on Halloween from 3 to 5 before it gets dark, so that the little kids can get out there. And if it's on a school day, that's after school and before dinner. And so you can do both. You can trick-or-treat in your neighborhood, but first do Main Street.
If you'd like to see any of these complete interviews, full-length episodes of Barnstable This Morning are available to watch online. You can check them out in the town's video archives at town.barnstable.ma.us. Well, that's all for now. Have a happy and safe Halloween, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.